Good morning, Misty here. Today is July 3rd, 2026. It is chemo cycle 3, day 4 for me. Yesterday I started the injections again, so the fatigue is pretty demanding again. I pretty much slept most of yesterday. Even though I didn't start my injection until supper time, I was still pretty fatigued. Today I'm tired and jittery. Last November, I tripped and sprained both my wrists, and it took a long time for them to get recovered. So I think some of the medications that I'm taking for this chemo has reduced some of the pain in my body elsewhere, which I really don't know if it's a coincidence or if it's just enough time that my wrists don't bother me as much as they did. So I've been doing a little bit of doodling in a book that I got. I actually got the book at Easter time and started it, but I didn't really make a practice of it. And I've been spending so much time sitting in this chair that I set it up beside me so I can just pick it up now. This is the first one I started on. I'm not necessarily happy with them, but the point of it is just to exercise my arm. It's a little bit squiggly. So the next one I decided I would just work on lines. Whoops. The point of it is just staying calm and patient and working on the small motor skills. That was kind of fun. I liked it. And to change it up, I switched to blue and just did more lines. I've been working on this over a number of days now. And I find that a whole page is too overwhelming, so I've been drawing little frames and filling in the little frames, and if I feel like doing one, I do one. If I feel like doing the whole page, I'll do the whole page. This one I did this morning. It was kind of fun. I'm starting to do a little bit more bends in my lines. I am actually noticing that my endurance and the length of time I can do it is already increasing. I'm still pretty shaky, but that's okay. It'll come. And then I thought, I'm going to branch out into flowers. They're pretty wobbly, but that's okay. It was still fun to do. Flower power. And this is the one that I'm working on right now, but I don't really feel like finishing the page, so I will just save it for next time. That's exactly why I'm doing these little frames, so that I can do as much as I want to at whatever time I want to work on it. So that's my wrist recovery. I have noticed for the last, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. Holy moly, it's July. That's, 9 months. Even just trying to write my signature or write out a little tiny note, my hand is just so shaky. So I think this is a good exercise for me. Plus, it's something that I can do that takes not a lot of energy and just help keep me. I can focus on staying calm and not rushing. That's a good thing too. Lots of times stuff like that, I have a tendency just wanted to hurry up and see what it's like when it's done, so I rush through it, and it's a real test on one's patience to slow down and take your time to do stuff like that. So hopefully that will help with my writing and keeping my stress level in check. I'm feeling fairly good, except for the fatigue and that shakiness. I'm not really a fan of that, and that comes with these injections, but it's temporary. Yesterday's injection, no problems with it whatsoever. I can't remember what time I took it, but it was roughly around supper time. And I did do some reading that it says if you miss a dose and it's within 16 hours of your next dose, to skip it. So I'm just going to interpret that as I can have my next dose no sooner than 16 hours. So I can actually bump my next dose a little bit closer so I don't have to take it in the evening. I can just do it in the afternoon and try and squeeze it a little bit earlier in the day. I think that would be better for me, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter as long as I get it every day. If I end up taking it in the evening, that's fine too. On Sunday, my oldest come by with his two cute little children, my granddaughter and my grandson. So I got to visit with them a little bit. I had to be careful because it was still the 72 hours after my chemo infusion, so I had to really limit the touch, and I washed lots and all that. I was a little bit nervous because they both seemed to have a bit of a cough, but for the most part, other than coming in the house for a snack and to use the bathroom, we spent most of our time outside, so I think that helped. And took them down, and they got to take a little peek at the calf, although the calf was on the other side of the corral, so they didn't get to see too close, but that's okay. I didn't want to take them into the corral just for safety reasons. And I had kind of a sore spot on my skin that day that I was kind of too busy to go check out, so shortly after they left, I went and checked it out, and it seems to be a boil or an abscess or something like that. So I was pretty worried about it because that is a sign of infection. And any sign of infection while you're on chemo is a concern because my immune system is already compromised. The chemo really shuts it down. That's exactly why I'm on these injections, is to try and help boost it. So I monitored it and monitored my temperature, and that all seemed fine. At one point, my temperature went up to 37.2, but that's still in normal range. And been watching it, and there hasn't been any change in it. So with starting the injection yesterday, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it can boost my immune system up enough to take care of it on its own, and I won't have to get a prescription for it. It's kind of in a bad place, that right on the inside of my thigh, so whenever I walk it rubs, and that's not super comfortable, but I guess with these couple days coming up here with being so fatigued, I suppose I won't be doing a whole lot of walking anyways, so maybe it'll have a chance to resolve itself. Yeah, had my coffee, and I didn't feel like it yesterday, so I just had cereal for breakfast, but this morning I knew I needed a decent breakfast, so I made myself some eggs. I lazied out a little bit. The only vegetable I put in it was onions, and had it with a spinach wrap. It was tasty. There was a lot of onions in it, and that's good for the immune system. Yeah, I had my one coffee this morning, and working on my water as usual. I am feeling a bit thirsty right now. Troy had expressed some concern about me drinking coffee too late in the day, so when I was shopping the other day, I picked myself up some decaf, and I had one yesterday afternoon, and it was really tasty. I quite liked it, actually. So I don't know if it was just a good taste buds day, or if it was just actually a really yummy coffee. So hopefully it's always yummy. I really liked it. I don't find that coffee keeps me awake at night, but if I'm on my first few days after the chemo infusion and I have insomnia, I don't need to add to that. So trying the decaf might be a good alternative. And I get a lot of joy out of drinking my coffee. I don't know, I've got myself convinced that it's my treat. So it's just coffee. And most of the time I only have 2 a day. So if I switch it to one caffeinated in the morning and one decaf later, then I think that's fine. I do have some matcha here, and I really should be drinking that more often. There's a lot of health benefits to it, but I just don't love it that much. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. All right, well, I'm tired. I'm gonna go and nap, and my hair feels a little bit bristly and funny. It's kind of neat, actually. It's just long enough that if a breeze goes by, I can feel it wiggling around in the wind. It kind of makes me laugh. I don't know, when Emerson was over on Sunday, I had told her before that I was going to lose my hair, but I made sure to have a hat on when they were here, and I asked her if she wanted to see it. She said no, which is okay. It's no big deal, but I would imagine at some point she'll see it. Yeah. Oh well. It is what it is. All right. I'm going to go have my nap now. Chat with you all later. Bye. Thanks for checking in.